You're beginning.
All right, okay. Hi, welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is...
Okay.
And today we're not doing a review. We are doing a review.
Yes, we are.
Kind of.
Sort of.
So, if you...
Not of content, though.
If you've been watching our channel for any amount of time, then you'll know that sometimes we get sponsored, which this isn't a sponsorship video, but we also get sent stuff occasionally. We got sent a 4K screen by BenQ, and that was awesome, and we did a little kind of dance and show, and this is why it's awesome. Now they've sent us a projector, and we wanted to talk about it because it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So BenQ's projector, the W2700, looks fantastic. It's quite bulky. It was bigger than I expected it to be. It's really shiny. It looks pretty. I wasn't expecting it to look how it did. So they've asked us to talk about how it would affect us in our lifestyle, rather than giving you a tech specification.
Yeah, because you can look that up.
Because you can look that up, and that's boring. Who wants to listen to all the tech specifications? Rather, why we needed it. Needed it.
Yeah.
So in our day and age right now, cinema is changing. It's so expensive to take your family if you want to go to the cinema and then buy confectionery. You know, we have spent near enough £100 on a individual trip, and then people are also upgrading to 4K screens. And so, what's the next logical step?
Yeah. So if cinema is radically expensive and people at home have really big, really nice TVs, the next logical step is do cinema at home.
This is what I'm campaigning for.
Yes.
You've
always wanted a cinema at home.
I have always wanted a cinema at home, and now I have one, and I'm loving it, because if you're going to spend an amount of money on the cinema throughout the trips through a year, you probably will save money, even though this can be, you know, it's an expense at the beginning because it's a projector and it's 4K. It does HDR10, so you can play your games to the fullest extent of it. They have high dynamic range and colorization. They have all the the specs. You can look that up, as we said, but it looks great. Like, you can play Gears of War. I did the tech test for Gears of War 5. And it looks phenomenal. We played Street Fighter. Yeah. We invited some people around. We played Street Fighter. We set it up in our garden with a white screen. And that was really fun. Yeah. We watched Inception.
We toasted marshmallows in the chimenea.
And that's a lot of fun.
Baby marshmallows, because we couldn't find the big ones. That was hilarious.
So if you're thinking, I need to save money in the long run, I'd rather be at home, in the comfort of my own home, set up a cinema. I mean, you could, like we have a decent sound system. We've bought an Atmos sound system. It's not Atmos for everything, because there isn't Atmos for everything, but it's digital surround sound. So you buy a surround sound that will complement the projector, and then you have your own cinema at home. You can get a cheap screen. You don't need to go and buy a really expensive one. We bought a fabric one and stretched it out on our wall for inside. We can stretch the fabric out even if it's windy, which is quite tricky because
on the fence posts.
On the fence posts,
works.
And it was great. It was really enjoyable. And I have to say, I don't think I'm going to be spending that much time at a cinema anymore. No. It'll have to be the very few ones, because Netflix and streaming services, they do premieres.
Yeah.
They do big budget films that they buy, and so if you have a big screen that's cinema-like with decent sound, then you don't need to go. You can save a bunch of money, invite your friends around, screen it in your garden, screen it at home, and, you know, Bob's your uncle, as they say.
Fanny's your aunt, apparently. That's weird English expression.
That is a weird English expression. I mean, it is very cool, this particular projector. The reason why I think you should get it is because of its features. It does have 3D, if you still are into 3D. So if you have a Blu-ray, a Blu-ray 3D player, then you can still watch it, I think, in 1080. It does play true 4K, which is great. It has little add-ons, which I think are excellent. So like the remote control.
It lights up. So you can see what you need to press, which is just... Someone was thinking.
Someone thought, hey, you know when you're in the dark and you're scrambling around for your controller?
Yeah, or you just don't know which button is which.
Yeah. It lights up. It's great. I was so impressed. I was like, oh, now I can see what I'm doing. I didn't know it did that until I found out, and I was like, yay, good one. You can move the bulb, the lens, the focus to make it bigger and smaller. You can actually focus in and out. Yeah. It's got the little feet at the bottom, which you can adjust its height. One word of warning though, because it's such a bulky machine, it does get warm.
Yeah.
It does have a heat sensor, so at not any point did it overheat. It does get warm though, so in the winter you could probably use it as a heater.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Which is great.
Yeah,
Save on heating.
It warms the room.
Yep. But I would have a ventilated area for your projector. It does have mounting capabilities, so if you're going to have a permanent place for it, just screw it into the roof. That will be great. That's probably a smart idea to do. But if you're traveling with it and you're using it for business, perhaps, it's really plug and play. It's easy to use. I would say that it took me a while to understand the full workings of it because it's quite in depth. So the menus are really easy to go through, but you may
not know what each thing means.
Yeah, exactly. So you may need to read the instructions.
That's what I kept saying. Just look at the instruction manual. He likes to figure it out on his own.
I do. But I did go back and read the instructions, and then I had to figure out how my sound system, because some of the codecs don't work with each other sometimes. So you need to know what to do HDMI with. You need to know what to do optical cable with, which I literally just learned. So if you want to get true DTS, HDR10 with full surround sound, possibly Dolby Atmos with certain streaming services, that's a lot to say. Use optical and HDMI. But I'm sure you can figure out. It's the perfect entertainment system. Xbox, PS4, all the Pro, all the HDR, all the full 4K. The only next step is 8K. So we finally got a contained system, surround sound, cinema. Who needs to leave the house?
Exactly. Never. The only thing I would say is that measure your space before you purchase.
Yeah.
Because we found that our house is not quite big enough for this projector.
You need at least, they say, 3 meters.
Yeah.
I would say 3.5 to really kind of focus an area of where you want it.
Yeah, because I reckon that it can go a lot bigger than we've seen. But we just don't have the space to do that. It was bigger than we expected, way bigger.
Yeah.
The picture
and it doesn't
size.
lose focus. I'm really impressed with the color saturation.
Yeah.
So even when there's some
Outside.
light, you still see quite vibrant color, which is, I think, part of BenQ's trademark, is that they've spent a lot of time with this equipment. This projector was actually coming out last year, but they wanted to tweak something. So it just shows the kind of
dedication to quality.
Yeah, exactly. So they waited until it was perfect, and so now we have a really great system. I'll put a link below so you can check it out, and that is all the blurb.
That's everything.
That's a lot of blurb.
That's a lot.
So you can see our passion behind it and how we've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below whether you're thinking of getting a projector, and if you do have one, which one do you have? If you have this one, have you seen it on the market? I'll put a link, maybe you can buy it. If you do buy one, let us know and send us a picture or something so that we can see how you guys use it. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this kind of review.
Yeah.
This information.
Infomercial. I don't know what this is.
But until next time, remember.
Live long and Tuesday.